Every time I hit record, I just remember I don't know how to start the podcast. So welcome to episode 6. We finally available on Google Podcasts for those abroad. We on Spotify and Deezer. You can check it out there. Sorting out my SoundCloud issues. I'll continue to send out the link until we get Apple Podcasts as well. But make it easier for yourself. Download Google Podcast or Spotify or one of them. You could also use Pocket Cast, and it will be easier. You know, you could stop the episode wherever and get back to it. I know they're long, but if you had to listen to it in parts, it's much easier to do that with Google Podcast or one of them than it is to do on that link I send you. I mean, I tried to listen to one the other day and it goes back to the top. It's not the greatest thing. So download one of them things and just subscribe to it. So whenever the episode published, it will come to you directly and you can check it out whenever you're ready. So how y'all doing? I hope everybody good. That like again back used to heading back to work and going back down in the office and stuff. And that's the reality in Trinidad here for the most part. And I'm starting to feel bamboozled, like hoodwinked. Somebody ain't telling me the truth. Because I feel like it's my child alone home. It's like all this traffic on the road around 3 o'clock. Chaguanas is like, what going on in Chaguanas around 3 o'clock? Everywhere. And they're passing through town all around 2, 3 o'clock. It's just like if school's open back. So only let me know why it is now, because we need to send them back to school or something. I heard the boss talk today and he say schools reopen in September. If people do, I say, listen, don't say that. Because then you listen, children ain't got social distance, nothing. You know, if them only here, they have a chance to make this thing go longer and for them to be home. They will take that chance. And for the sanity of the people, we can't take that. We need to get schools back open ASAP. What's the summer camp situation? What is it called? Java? What's the camp situation? Camps allowed? They have anywhere we could send them? Is there anything going on where we could just, you know what I mean? Just get them out, you know? It will be very useful. Whoever listening and they have a summer camp of any sort, I don't care if it's arts and craft, if it's STEM, sports, just whatever it is. Like we need something happening. And like every time I come back to these episodes and I realized there's something for me to clean up from the last episode. So I don't know how I managed to not remember that the 9th of July is Sparrow birthday, boy. I was supposed to talk about that and I clean forget that. So happy belated birthday to Sparrow. And, you know, he had to celebrate his birthday abroad. I think he in New York. And I remember him saying, hey, he wants a little exemption and he want them to send a charter for him. I find they should send 100 charter for Sparrow. Sparrow do enough for here where there shouldn't be no exemption list. Sparrow should be able to come and go here as much as he wants before he go back Grenada and never come back here again. And it is so funny that this thing happened this week. I saw the Prime Minister addressing it today too, where this lady made a heartfelt appeal to come home and listen. You see me as a man, when you start to cry, I just feel sorry for people quick. As you start to cry with me, you could get away. What you want? Tell me, because I can't take crying. I just said a cry is easy street with me. So when I see the woman crying, so I say, oh God, only let the woman come home now, man, wherever she wants to go. And I was never, I mean, I said it in earlier episodes, I don't like the idea of a border being closed to a national who living in this country. If you want to say, all right, if people living somewhere else, you mightn't accept them. I ain't too comfortable with that, no, but even if you want to say that, okay, but somebody who living here, who abroad, you could stop that person from coming home, but that seems real odd to me. And I think we have plenty lawsuit together. I hope, maybe I'll check a lawyer to get an opinion on that, because I don't know, boy. It just sounds like if it was me, I would have sued for everything it cost me to be over there. But I see the doctor say, you know, when you're over there, if he appeal, he can appeal to everybody who crying just like me, you know what I mean? I couldn't be prime minister. But he's saying, you know, if he does it for her, then he have a problem because he have 10,000 applicants wanting to come home. And I mean, that's a real hard situation to be in when it comes to as a decision maker. That ain't easy. But only could have let Sparrow come home for his birthday, man. I mean, to say, oh God, a man like Sparrow. But I guess it is what it is. And I see her talking in her appeal about you rather let cricketers come home and play their cricket rather than let your own nationals. And what's the motive for the prime minister? And I mean, it was heartfelt, but in the same breath, just before I start this, I see her son say, man basically say, don't bother with mommy, you know, mommy had a right to come home. She had enough time to come home. The son is clearly a PNM. He said, Mommy had enough time to come home and she think and she choose to stay out there, so let Mommy stay over there and thing. I said, but boy, I ain't know now. I feel like with my mother, yes, regardless of all of my mother wrong. I feel like back in my mother. That's a strange thing to come out and say against your mother. But it kind of shows you where the government is some hard decisions that these men had to make, boy. But I guess I grateful for CPL, if we're being honest. I just glad for the little vibes and little sports. And it's kind of like man time, where you could finally get the TV for yourself and watch all the sports when the day come. I find they should like condense the games too. So they're showing game during the day, game in the evening, game in the night. Like get some sports up in me, man, and enjoy yourself. And this CPL, I think will be an interesting one because unlike West Indies, who was in a match this week, who win a test match this week, they're accustomed playing for that very COVID crowd. I think West Indies was a good litmus test for what a COVID game could be like because they're accustomed playing in front of nobody. But CPL is be full. All the CPL games, I mean, most of them is sell out from what I see. Definitely here, Guyana, Jamaica, them games selling out for sure. And now they had to play with nobody there is like odd because CPL is supposed to be the biggest party in sports. I wonder what they're going to do. They're going to do the Premier League Zoom call thing with all them crowd noises. And I mean, if you're bringing crowd noises for we do, bring no ole 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 here. I hope they know that to bring a rhythm section and a nutsman and all them sort of horn that used to blow in Guyana. I hope they're going to bring it with that kind of vibe. And just make the energy. I don't know how you could duplicate that energy, but however they could do it, I think we had to go for it. We had to make it vibesy. So this year we have Barbados Tridents, Guyana Amazon Warriors, Jamaica Talawas, St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots, St. Lucia Zooks, St. Lucia, and TKR. And I mean, everybody listening through the Caribbean, I know everybody back in TKR because, I mean, people don't really back their own countryside, do they? I mean, most people is back TKR, I want to think. But this year, I put it out there one time. When you have the stands empty and you have no flights to take, no home and away games, everywhere is in Trinidad. All the games is in Trinidad, straight through to the final. The furthest traveling distance you have is from Hilton to the Oval. Or I wonder if they're playing in South or in the Oval, boy. But either way, it's shorter than having to fly to another country. Guyana Amazon Warriors. Let me talk totally serious, right? Only try and win this one now. Every year, Guyanans go to the final play. Last year, I think they was undefeated for the whole tournament and come and lost to Barbados. Walking pace Barbados play and beat them in the final. I mean, only come true now. It ain't nobody to watch only. You can't say you get stage fright, the place empty. You can't say you get jet lag, it ain't nowhere to go. You're going right or wrong, you can walk and reach the game. Guyana only come true now. Let me make an appeal to the rest of the side. Only give Guyana one now, man. Guyana one is one. It's one. It's not the biggest CPL as well. Have it. Do no crowd. It do nothing. Let's just get it. I don't think that they bring in too much foreign-based players like that. Are limited among this year. Like Guyana one that one. Guyana they didn't win nothing now. Imagine Guyana had an election. Nobody ain't win. A man declare himself the winner. The next man sit them win. They recon the ballot. When they recon, they get more people than was in Guyana in the whole ballot. I mean, come on. This election happened since like 1968. They're still in declare winner yet. Only get Amazon Warriors. Just get them one. Work with them. If West Indies could win a test match, Guyana Amazon Warriors could come through and win the thing, man. They should just get them by default. A side mustn't show up. If they reach the finals, I find the next side should just ain't show up. Get all the flights early and head out and get the Guyana Amazon Warriors one, man. Let them start 2021. I mean, this COVID thing was rough on everybody. This is a rough year. Let them go into 2021 on a high. Let the people and them get a victory. And I mean, it's sad to talk about West Indies, because I'm blaming some men in particular. A fellow named Ken Corby. You go meet him on this podcast eventually. Same for Joel Julian. The man is diehard West Indies fans for some strange reason. As far as I'm concerned, the man had to like abuse. And most of all, a fellow named Kern Hines, who blaming him for getting me watching cricket again in the first place because I was done with cricket. I think a man said West Indies could break a dog heart. Imagine a man have a song named Rally Around the West Indies, one of the greatest Calypsonians ever. And he don't perform it again at all. First he fed up a West Indies team. And these men is stick by West Indies regardless of what the men sitting down and watch whole test match. I watching these. I say, but these men like they like abuse. What going on with them? And because of Kern Hines in particular, I end up starting back to watch CPL. And it's a vibes, and I end up going a few games, and it's a vibe. So somehow I end up on the fifth day. When I find out they really have a chance to win, I turn on my TV and think, I say, let me watch what is happening here. Like, them men have a chance to win a test match. So long me watch test cricket. And imagine them men have about, 200 runs to make on the fifth day of a test match, with the first one had rain for most of the day. And they had 200 runs to make, and they have like 6 weeks to make the 200 runs. And men frightened. If you see posts on Facebook, Wendell Stevens, men frightened, men. I say, but what's going on here? 6 weeks to make 200 runs, and it's all this sort of scene. As a matter of fact, it come down to 30 runs to make, and they have about a year and a half to make the 30 runs. And people still frightened. I think they had about 7 wickets down. And the commentators are all wicked, talking about it still have plenty cricket to play. I thinking, listen, 30 runs, this is a scene. But that is West Indies cricket. I realize is the joy, what they like is the thrill. It's like a roller coaster ride. You know what I mean? If you like West Indies cricket, what you like is the excitement behind it. It had to be. It can't be the cricket itself you like. You like the little excitement and you like the drama and them thing. I could understand that. And one thing that CPL will bring with it is a lot of excitement and a lot of drama. But the funny thing about the drama this year is that without the crowds, what we will get most of is the, like, people who make lime and go in a bar or watch it home. And the bars open back, sort of. They open back till 10 and then they had to go back to 8 because the bar is overcrowded. I don't know what they think going to happen now during CPL. It's going to be overcrowded again for sure. But one of the funniest things I see this week is the bars having a protest, literally saying, bars' lives matter too. Boy, listen, I had to play the clip from this Bars Lives Matter too. Hear this chant, eh? That is the actual bar. I don't know what it is, a bar owners association. Them men singing like if they're dying in the savannah, talking about bar lives matters too. I don't understand. Listen, all you have our association, some members in all the association not following the rules or anything. The men cut back from 10 o'clock to 8 o'clock. Now, I understand where there's an issue because like there's literally a couple hours off somebody. If I get paid by the hour and you cut me back 2 hours, I have a problem post-COVID. I now looking to make back some money. You cut in my hours. But the response to that is this half-dead Bar Lives Matter to protest. And well, one thing about all these other protests, if you was never wearing no mask, none of these protests was happening because these men would not show their face in this thing. And in the middle of the Bar Lives Matters too protest, a man have a sign saying axe the tax. I don't know. I'm not sure if it have a post. I don't know what tax. I don't know what exactly is the tax he talking about. But the man say axe the tax in the middle of the Bar Lives Matters too. But boy, them men song so half dead. I don't know who they making an appeal to, but whatever the appeal is, it ain't going through. And I even see them in the press conference on Monday too saying that they're gonna review the bar opening times again. Now tell me this, right? If bars open till 8, but CPL games going till late, you tell me what you think going to happen. You feel them could close them bars before the CPL game done? If you feel business don't run places, if government don't run country, now businesses run places, them going to adjust them bars right to when CPL time finishing. Remember I tell you that. There's no way. Because that amount of revenue, they will lose a lot of revenue, the CPL themselves on ticket sales. But they should do well with the TV rights because we don't have anything else going on where cricket concerned. I could be wrong about that, but that CPL, all eyes going to be on CPL, just like all eyes was on West Indies over this past week. So they're going to make their money on TV rights, but the bars is the ones that people will still go out and create a vibe and things. So I'm waiting to see. I know for sure they're going to put back them hours to CPL close if the match is finishing 11, then bars going till 11 at least. But I want to see if they will lift the restriction on the amount of people who could go by the bars too. If they're gonna, I think it's 25 now. I want to see if they're gonna change that overall. So I'm not sure how it was. Like, I mean, the test cricket was during the day, so it's not like if the bars would have benefit from that a whole lot. I hope not. I hope people back out to work. But with CPL being at night, it might well be there. But I mean, between the little West Indies series and the CPL, the boys should be entertained. The boys should be out there. And one of the things that I was watching is that, back to my boy Kern and them, is that imagine West Indies playing cricket, and the most exciting thing that happened over the 5-day test match was Michael Holden's response to racism and his interviews on in our rain delay. That was the most talked about thing in the whole game. And I mean, it's sad to see, like, when you see, no, Michael Holden is with a ball in his hand, he's a dangerous man. With a mic in front of him, he's a dangerous man. And to see him break down the way he break down, I mean, you had to listen to it, but wherever you were, he stopped everybody in their tracks. And I was looking at it, and you saw him painfully get through his little talk on it and stuff. And eventually they interviewed, he did that during the rain delay, and a day or two after, they interviewed him about it. And he break down again, and he was saying that the reason he started breaking down was because he remembered his parents, who also are interracial marriage, if I remember right, and what they would have gone through. Because he described some of the things he went through in South Africa and Australia and in England. And I find I was glad that he came out and said that. I wish more people in his position would talk about just their experiences. I don't know if we always have to talk about what should happen and who should do what. Sometimes it's good enough just to talk about your own experiences. Because when you look at somebody like Michael Holden and his career as a cricketer, white people love him, black people love him, Indian people love him, all over the world. He's a beloved man in his career as a cricketer and his career as a commentator. So sometimes it takes people like him to tell their story just so other people could see that, okay, this is a real thing. Because they might be able to relate to me, you know what I mean? They don't know me, I just look like one in a crowd. All black people look the same. And when you see somebody like him come out and tell this story, I feel the impact, and you could hear the impact all over. I mean, even the people who were next to him while he was telling his story, you could see how they impacted by it. So a big part of change for me is just men like him telling their story, boy. And I mean, it's hard to see when you see a big man like that, a man amongst men, to break down and cry in the way he did, is that not easy to see, boy. And you must be able to see the pain that somebody had when they could, on a public forum like that, break down and cry. And I mean, he spoke about his experiences. He said he could only imagine, and I'm sure he would have heard from his parents the stories that they go through, and it moved him. And I want to say thanks. I want to say thanks for coming out and talk about that. One thing that he said that I find was interesting was he said he never experienced it on the field, and he said with other cricketers he wouldn't accept it. That's something else about when you watch football and things. It's the same thing, you know. You find that the crowd is the ones who do that type of thing. So you say when you're feeling on the boundary, you're hearing some of it coming from the crowd. And he was talking about trying to get a taxi and stuff, and people blocking you. And a man telling him he had to put his white wife, put her up in front, man. You will get through the taxi. And people telling you that in a kind of matter-of-fact way. Like if that's the way to do it, you know, it's just a normal thing. Put your wife in front. You don't have to go through that. And you imagine you telling him, Michael Holden, who's a superstar at the time, put his white wife in front. But I like that he come out and talk about it. And as I say, when you see a big man like that cry, it's an easy. And it also make you wonder, when you see the way he was moved to tears, you had to wonder how Will Smith in breakdown in tears during that terrible, I don't know what that was. I don't know if it was an interview. I don't know what that was up to now, because I watch a little Red Table Talk before, you know. And that Red Table Talk, long like this podcast when they're ready. The men is do a good solid hour and more, or ladies I should say. But boy, when it comes to address their own thing, they hit me at 13 minutes and are out, and bad marriage. What they say, boy? So, ride together, die together, bad marriage for life. Is boy, that thing was so corny. And Will Smith looked so sad and so upset at the same time. And I don't know, boy. And listen, people beat it to death over the past week, so I don't want to talk about that too much. I don't want to get into them and the issues because listen. I point it out there now. Me, I feel two of them go make it. Now, I being honest. From what I see in that little interview, I feel it's a wrap for two of them. It's a matter of time. I mean, you don't say it's bad marriage for life and them kind of thing, but life over. Me, I think that is it because just the whole thing was so awkward. It's like I brought myself to the red table. It's like, what are you talking about? And the thing about it, I was following that story from since the first time I heard about it. August Alsina, this is not the first time he talking about it. He brought that up before and he put little subliminals in songs talking about them and stuff. And they're saying, both she and Will saying, they never addressed it. Boy, to me, that ain't so true now because they had their people come out and say that it was not true. August Alsina was on that red table talk himself more than once with the mother and everybody talking about drugs because Jada Pinkett Smith, her mom had some issues with heroin and they all talking about their issues with drugs and all that kind of thing. More than once he was there. And the energy they give off is like, August is friend of the family and Jada Pinkett Smith take on this kind of motherly tone. If you just go back and watch the older Red Table Talks when August Alsina was on it and you understand where I'm coming from, she come across like this mother and I mean she said that in the little Red Table 13 minutes to her that he was in a bad place and she is some kind of whichever sign she is and she like to help people and all this kind of thing. And I say, boy, listen, this is something else. But the thing about it is, I mean, that's their story. And I guess, listen, once it's in, I see people saying it's now we business and thing. I find once you talk about it in public, it's we business. Because there was vex when August Alsina talk about it and man started to say he's an informer and this and that. And listen, I had it to talk about in the last podcast, but I say, you know what? I said this story ain't over. Let me leave that there because only August side we hear up to last week. I said, let me leave that there. Because they want to kill the little fella. He's 27. They want to kill him because they say he have an album to sell and this and that. And that is probably true. Because the last time, or the first time I hear him talk about it too, he had a project that he was launching. So it's no doubt that a part of what he's doing is getting traction on his own music and thing. From what happened or what happened with them. But I mean, why not? Kevin Hart had a whole thing named Laugh at My Pain. If the man Pain could get him some sales, why not? Because Will and Jada, sure enough, do the same thing. They do the same thing. They could have addressed that the day after he talk about it. They could have called back Angela Yee and have an interview with her on the Breakfast Club like August did and discuss it openly with somebody who is impartial or somebody who out of the situation or somebody who would have interviewed the man who making the accusations. They could have called her and say, hey, we want to come on the show. Nah, they didn't do that. They used their own platform, which is Red Table Talk on Facebook, and they make it into their highest viewed episode ever. So they can't, you can't vex with August or you go vex with August. August do the same thing that August do. But so, and again, once you put it out there, then that's my business too. I up in the relationship. I want to know what is the scene. Me, I feel they go make it. Them say ride or die. I feel they die. This is the end. When I see Will Smith face, and let me say, forget Will Smith and them for now. The thing about it is, you see me, I want to be very careful here. I like to call names in this podcast, but you see, for the next little while, I don't want to call nobody name. I just want to talk about my experience. I don't want to call nobody name. Got a sip of tea there. Let me see how we could survive this part. I have been Will Smith many, 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 many times in my life. You see that meme they make of Will Smith? My face has been like that many, many, many times. You can't, listen, nobody can get no horn like me. I went through all listen, when I see that man's face and how he sit down there and he talking and he say entanglement. That man was real upset when he said the word entanglement. Hey, Jada, just come out and say what it is. I don't want to be here. I've been through them conversations where I don't want to be there. I don't, listen, getting horn, bad. Everybody know that. If you ain't get horn, don't ask me no questions. Go and get horn first and then circle back, right? Getting horn, bad. it rough, it just hurt you. As man, it burning you. And I only talking as man because a woman is the wickedest. Woman should be sweating in Skinner Park. Woman is the wickedest people to defend Jada. But we go come to that. Getting on hard and it rough and thing. But you know worse than getting on? Had to talk about getting on. Oh my God, you had to sit down and do this conversation now because my partner David Constant went through a list of things that woman is, boy, listen, that man is asked woman. When you find out to get on, you want to know, bigger? You telling me I love him? Oh, let drop asleep. You sleep by you? You sleep by him? Which part is by? You just want to know all. Let me not say you now. Let me talk about myself. I don't want to know nobody, no problems. The kind of question I ask women when I find out about how. When you look back now, what the hell I was asking them question for? You don't want to know the answer to none of them question? Well, it's raw dog, all it. No, I don't know why I was asking them question, but boy, listen, you just want to ask, you just want to know. When them things happen, you just want to know. Because, boy, listen, like I say, I was Will Smith. I get horn and I leave already. I said, I ain't going through this. I done. I get horn and I stay. I say, boy, we could work it out. I get horn and she leave. With the man. And sometimes at that time I get horn and I beg. Listen, I get horn. She looking to leave and I begging to stay. And listen, I only talking about the ones who I know, me and counting about the ones I don't know about. I'd rather the ones I don't know about, if we're being honest too. Don't have me no color table had to discuss. And I don't like the choice of words they was using in that conversation. Because beyond entanglement, I hear Will Smith say he didn't have the girth to deal with. No, don't say the word girth to me. When we having our own conversation, do not say the word girth. Let me don't say that at all. Let me just don't bring that up. Especially when you talk more man like August. You know what I say? I'm not going through that. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. And you see, the thing Will Smith in a kind of situation there, because I don't care what he say. He fully well know about the youth man. The man was in their house and thing, he know, and they talking about, well, we was on a break and I didn't want to talk to you and I was going to leave you at the time. And everybody know. When you get home, you try to silence that and cover that up and we thing and everything home. But when the horn come out in public, what you supposed to say? You're supposed to say it was on a break. If you never went through this, don't talk to me. When you get horn, you're supposed to come out and say, listen, we was on a break at the time. So when your partners and them telling you, boy, you're taking back with a woman, they say, nah, we wasn't together, you know. Me and she'd mash up at the time, yeah, that ended up happening when... If you don't know what I'm talking about, leave me alone. I talk about my experience. You have to go and say, hey, we was on a break and that was thing and nah, shit. Because one thing as a man, you doesn't want your partners and your family or the people who you consider, especially your partners, you doesn't want them to watch the woman as bad. Even though you get horn and thing, if you want to make that relationship work, you just find yourself now defending that woman to your partners and saying, nah, that's what we was done, you know. And I had a little woman too. Remember, I was with so and so, and she ended up going with you and thing. But you know what I mean? That is in the past, yes. You had to say you're done, but you're in a tricky situation now because you're living with the man and the woman and the man. I mean, the man is here. The man is your little son friend. What kind of... Listen, he must talk to that woman and he's like, listen, what you doing? Don't get yourself involved in that. You didn't see the man have all kind of problems. The man have drug problem, mental problem, all kind of different... If you ever listen to, like, go back to his August Alsina old Breakfast Club interviews, he had all kind of issues. He had all kind of problems. Go back to them and check them out. For a man who admit openly that he was suicidal and he was on drugs and things, and I watching you as my wife, my married wife, as Trini say, this where you hooking up yourself with, I will warn you about that. And then after I warn you about that, and now they say the excrement hit the ventilator, I had to sit down and talk to you about this in public, and then you want to tell me about in entanglement and all kind of fancy word you want to use. The man say relationship. You was in a relationship. And she say, yes, absolutely. And boy, listen, these wicked women out here defending that. If I don't even want to talk about if the tables are turned, no? I don't want to get into that. Because if Will was with one of Willow little friends. Oh my God, they would have heard the feminists on them. They would have been bad. They would have been bad today. Oh no, we can't watch no more Fresh Prince on Netflix. They're looking to get rid of him and lock him up like Bill Cosby. But it is what it is. He's a better man than me. Because I wonder if listen, I don't want to tell. It has some stories I don't want to tell. You know? Like I tell a story last week about getting robbed in Bellevue. And I talked to the man, Colonel King, who was right there with me. And the man tell me he can't remember the story at all. So it had me wondering now if I might be making up stories in my mind. Sometimes I remember other people's stories as mine. So I wonder now if that really happened. I think it really happened, but he say he can't remember it and he have a better memory than me. So I wonder if it is I hear somebody get robbed and I put it on myself. So this story I'm going to tell, it might be I hear this. It might be that I actually went through this. It might be I hear about this and I think it is me because as a man is forget. So here what I hear about now. I hear about getting a little butt. And I know who the man is to it. Oh no, it's not me. I forget. The story now. Let me talk. I'll tell it like it's me. But just keep in mind that it could be a story that I remembered. And I'm not going to call no names to protect the innocent and the guilty. So I find out about a scene. But me and a woman, when I said it had different levels of being with a woman. It have you and she dealing. It have you and she there. It have you and her together. It have you married. It have your married wife. All these kind of levels. But me and her, there's my girlfriend. Tight. We tight like a vice. We halfway living together and everything. And I find out about a scene with she and a fellow boy. You know, and them days, listen, I out of control with ego. I have no control over my ego whatsoever. And I young and I energetic and thing. And boy, I find out this thing and here and I punning me. And I remember one time in particular, oh God, but I can't. I don't want to put nobody out there, you know. You see me, I could tell stories about myself, you know, but I don't want to put nobody out there. But let me just say, I went to a sporting event. And I remember being in the event with my partners and thing. Now we watching the game. And the fella, I don't know about the fella already, the fella playing in the game, boy. And it's a regular game going back and forth and thing, you know what I mean? You see how long it takes to spend talking about sports and this thing. So I like my sports, I'm watching the thing, but the man playing in the game, so my heart done heavy already, boy. But nobody ain't know the scene yet, My partners and thing ain't know what's going on yet. So I had to be cool and act like if nothing ain't going on. And I sit down in the stands watching this man play like a saps. I don't know why I didn't leave, and I sit down watching this game. And boy, she in the game too, but she not saying nothing with me. She with her friends higher up in the stands. And I lower down, I watching this man play and thing. And boy, that man score, boy. Listen, that man score. And when he score now, I look back, boy, if you see how she jumping and celebrating. Listen, she is celebrating and my heart is burning. I want to mash up the whole place with the sport plane. I want to mash up this whole, and here now I sour like lime. I heavy. You just imagine that for a second. I don't know why I didn't leave and I was a real fool. Hey, youth is for fool. When you're young, you're very foolish. I don't know why I didn't just leave and let my heart be at ease. But I know the scene, but you know when you want to know, sometimes you know a scene, but you want to know more and more. You want to know everything about the scene. I don't know what was wrong with me. And I remember going outside too after the game. No, I had that for sure. She in mine now. And boy, listen, I go on outside now. And while I standing up outside, game done and everything, I see the man peep outside. When he and me, I make four, he gone back inside. I say, boy, is she looking for? And he and a boy are warm at this point. And so, you know, we had to have it out. We having it out now because, listen, I'm feeling a way in my, and this, you know, in life, is sometimes you be eating up your own self, you know, that with nobody else now, but boy, I eating up myself, I hate it. And I get it in my mind. Apart from it too, when I was going through it, I find she was too cool. You know what I mean? I'm talking to her about it and I'm singing and I'm cussing and carrying on and we in fight mode. But somehow she mellow. And I say, but now she can't be mellow, boy. So I say, you know what? I say, here we're going on. I come in and pick you up now. We go in by the man. All of we going and talk to the man. Boy, I don't know what the hell was wrong with me. Listen, I say we go in by the man. You want thing? And only thing, and only I mean like a fool, and he's scoring and you celebrating like a big fool, we go in by the man. And boy, we decide, well, not we decide now, I make this girl basically go by this. I jump in my car. Boy, listen, you're young, you're really stupid, boy. And I go on by this man here now. All you don't know from every episode before, I is a coward of the highest order. So it's when we reach by the man, now I realize, but wait, we by the man place, this man will kill me. Listen, a horn is one thing, but if the man get your butt and then beat you up, that is next level, you know. That is a man's biggest fear. So I say, boy, why find myself in here, boy? But I had to play bad. I can't show that now. I had to play thing. But I'm holding her by the hand, I'm pulling her. I say, come, we're going by this place, boy. And come. And she go on, boy, and she knocked the door and asked for this man. Here now, every muscle in my bone is shaking for some fright. And a fella come out and say the man and the boy. I so glad when that man said that man and the boy here are frightened. And boy, hey, life, you see, so listen, I'm saying all that to say. And listen, me and everybody good, you know, me and everybody good. I'm thinking I talking about a long time ago when Adam was a little fella. And listen, everybody good. Me and her good now, everybody happy. So it's no, I ain't holding nothing for nobody or nothing. I'm just saying that I have been well. And I had them conversations before. And I know how them things go. And I know the kind of erratic thing I do when I find out them things. And that's just one story. And remember that story might be mine. Because as Colonel say, he don't remember that thing with getting robbed. So it could be that I hear some story or watch a movie. And I playing this as my own memory. Just keep that in mind for me, right? But I know what was in Will's eyes and that thing. And you see when Will say in the end, I will get you back. Now, don't worry. For me, it's about getting you back. That was a real thing to me because listen, when you're in them kind of mode, you just want to make the other person feel hurt too, boy. You know what I mean? So if it means hold them back or show up by the man but I remember what that same scenario. I went by a girl and take back one little TV. The TV must be about 6 inches square. But I just want to take back something, boy. And here I feel like a fool leaving this girl place with this little TV. But you just want to get him back. But again, that might be just some kind of memory I have of somebody else. But I put myself in that situation because I've been Will. And the way I see Will move there and talking about get back and all them sort of things, I feel that is it. But I also been Jada. In my life, me playing no victim, you know. I have been Jada too. Oh my God, are Jada people, you know, in this life? Oh man, I wish I could go back in time and take back some of the thing I do, woman. Boy. Oh my God. I mean, I get back some good ones too. Eh? It's like a prize fight. I get some good knockout and I knock out some people. And everybody alive today to talk about it and laugh about it and be cool because, boy, oh my God, I put people through something. I don't know what the hell was wrong with me. And when I see Jada talking with a kind of... And that's where I have our issue with Trinidadian women over the last week on social media. Defending this thing and talking about this thing. Only wicked, yes, only really from Skinner Park is you only wicked dog. I can't believe only talking about this thing like if it's because she talking from this perch, sit down Indian style on the chair like she's the most Will was uncomfortable, but she's sit down Indian style on the chair looking so comfortable talking about she just wanted to feel good. That's another thing like good too. If we talking on conversation, don't say the words feel good to me. Don't say feel good at all. Don't say feel, don't say good. Don't say neither one. But when I see the way she comfortable and talking about, yes, so I was in this place and I was staying and me and you were done and I just wanted to feel good and I wanted to help August. I wondered about how you so brave to talk from this position of authority Like if you on top of things and you on top of the world, boy, this woman, she wicked. She ain't easy. Because I been Jada before. And when I was Jada, let me tell you how I was Jada. I horn and I get away. I horn and I get catch. Listen, I had that conversation before. So I was never so comfortable to have that conversation with no woman, especially if I want to continue dealings with the woman. And imagine me as a man going through that and had to tell you about it because I get catch. And woman go on TV and say all kind of thing and let the whole world know we together, which I've been through too. Imagine now when I trying to make things good now because me and my woman, I don't want to leave. I want to keep my woman and keep my thing. Imagine I sit down and cross my leg up on the chair and I sit down with my back straight. Listen, if you never get catch, don't talk to me. But if you get catch before, I want you tell me if you sit down like how Jada sit down comfortable to pontificate and where you was in life. Not me. And I know for them it was 4 years ago. And I know the public conversation must be different to them private conversation. But let me tell you something. If people bring up things now, what I do in the past, I just sit down with my back straight and my hands in my lap and I put my 2 foot on the ground. Because it's battle time. I don't care if it was 20 years ago. I don't like them conversation. I'd rather avoid that. So when anytime you bring up them thing, sometimes I'm watching a movie and all, and there's a horn scene in the movie, I just feel so uncomfortable. I wish we could just put on a cartoon. I don't know if it's me alone or it only me out here by myself. But I don't like to do that thing. So what's yet for me now? My leg fold up and I sit down with my back thing and talking about, yes, we got into entanglement. Yes, a relationship. Absolutely. Not me, Papa. My partner Edmund Thompson tell me when you get catch, it have a process. And the process is deny, cry. Listen to that carefully. Let me repeat myself. Deny, and then cry. Don't cry and deny, or you go mash up your thing. Deny, and then cry. So here was the plan. When she tell you, so and so, and who's this, and say, me and she ain't nothing. That is nothing between that. I don't have nothing to do with that, and she don't have nothing to do with me. When she go accuse you again, because she have Jada, and she. So she will accuse you again. All you have to do is say, no, I tell you thing. You have to get more aggressive with the second dinner. No, I tell you thing, and he's still talking about this and that. When she accuses you again, don't deny a third time. Start to cry. Say, girl, I would never do it. That's why you have to cry. You have to cry it out. Deny, and cry. Don't mix up the order of them things because it will go haywire for your fast. So when I go in deny, and cry mode, how I go sit down with my leg crossed, something like if I was the king, I don't understand that at all. Her body language was something else. And as far as I'm concerned, it ain't nothing more than she and Will together and they have the thing and everybody comfortable and they living their life and they thing. But she starts to fall in love with the little August fella. She starts to fall in love with the August fella. And she telling him she love him. And she go leave. And one of the things too, and listen, if you never, all the thing people say, I hear people call out all kind of rules of engagement and thing. You see rules of engagement, don't talk to me about them thing. Because if you never fall for your side thing, don't talk to me. Don't tell me nothing. You better just listen. I know, like if I was between them, outright Jada tell him she love him. And you know what else Jada do too? She tell him all the things she can't take with Will. Because, I mean, let me talk to the fellas alone, right? That's why I start with sports so long, because I hope when I do with all that sports, all the women lock off the episode and me and my brethren could talk. Me and mankind could talk. Them women and them, they don't listen to the sports part, so I put that up front so we get rid of them already. When you in a situation, and it's a situationship or what she call it, an entanglement. So you have your woman and thing, but have a side woman and them kind of thing. Everybody know that when people broken, it's a little easier to get in. We talking real thing. Man alone talking now, right? When you meet a girl and she having all kind of issues, the father is a problem, the ex-man is a scene, all kind of different kind of problem. All them problem what she having, she broken. Whatever define broken to you, and it could be broken to like broken, like she didn't have it. All that could be easier. And when you get in with somebody who broken, any kind of broken, you know what is happening. You had to play broken too. This falling in some people gardening on, some people ain't going to understand. If you ain't understand, just listen. But we had to be broken together. Broken people like broken people. So what I go do now is tell you some little stories. So Jada tell the man, August, this man is 22, 23 at this time. Jada tell the man all the things she don't like about Will. How thing and he do thing and he wasn't the same as when he was before, and what she had fallen in love with Fresh Prince, but now he like Ali and this and that, and he a woman and he don't come home and all he's studying is superhero movie, and since he turned Hitch, she tell him all that. She tell him all that. She confide in August because if he broken, we broken. And August confided in her and heroin and he can't get hit and songs and them ain't really going nowhere. All that they talk about and thing. So August started fall heavy. She I see people say too, what she do, boy? She groom him and all them kind of thing, boy. Listen, let me talk to men again. When you was 22 and you're a woman, 30 something, 40 something, which groom? I mean, she should not. I mean, if a man really have mental issues and drug problems and things, that might not be the best boyfriend for you to have. But we'll tell her that and she didn't take on that. But August was happy where he was and he fall in love and thing and this and that and the other. And when the things start to get heavy and Jada decide, boy, listen, time for me to get out of this. Yes, I love you and you love me and thing. But at the end of the day, he was 20 something, he was my son age and thing. This can't be no big public relationship. What we have here is what we have. And she could have been how much in love with him and thing. She's a big older woman who done been through plenty in life. She ain't leaving. Even if she and Will mash up, she wasn't going with no August. So when she decide, that's the end of that. August like he started to flip out. No, I went through plenty thing, but you see me, I never go and call nobody. You see, I don't do them thing. And I trying to mash up nobody relationship and them things. That is not for me. But when he see like he lost out, the man started to act up and do doubt all the little stories she tell him about Will. He must oppose Will 1 or 2 times to any house. You know, man is get just like how I try to oppose the man and I frightened. He must be trying to oppose Will and there's a scene and then Jada another talk to him and then there's a whole scene and the whole thing blow up in everybody. And then we had to red table it out and act uncomfortable and say uncomfortable phrases for no good reason whatsoever. It's the strangest thing. But only woman who defend Jada only ain't easy, boy. Because I ain't want to talk about if the table's turning or what if Will. Boy, listen, did I half kill Will? Will would have got Harvey Weinstein mix up with a Russell Simmons. Boy, listen, they would have been coming out from everywhere. But Will is a good man, better man than me. But out of all the 3 scenarios there, I've been August too. If he was never August, don't talk to me. Don't say no words to me if he was never August. Because just like August, I remember being 21, 22, and I feel like a big man as a little boy trying to deal with big older woman. And I know because it's heavy love. Like 21, 22 years old, I can't do no wrong. I have energy to burn and all the talk in the world. And I ain't have a cent in the bank. And I ain't have no experience whatsoever. But I like big woman. Going around big old woman. I remember, I don't I say old, I mean like my age, 40 and thing. Boy, listen, that I like that. Like I see somebody say, I can't remember who it was saying this week, that like August fall for a kind of motherly energy and a nurture. That real, when he's that age and thing, you get a woman that who more settled. There's a big difference because when I 20 something, 21, 22, kind of woman my mother is a scene. I can't afford to pay to go nowhere. Not nice anyway. It's like a cookery motel from time to time, but not nice. No nice place. You can't carry nobody. But them when you're 30 something, 40, you have your own place. And the place smelling nice. One thing, when you see they reach a certain age, there's by a difference in the cream from them younger girls and a set of candles. There's by a different cream and a set of candles and thing different from them young girls. The place smelling nice and nice sheet and thing. What? All kind of liquid soap in the bathroom. Not a big what? You liking yourself in a romance and thing. You care at 20 something years old, you ain't care. You ain't putting out all that for nobody. Man or woman is a big difference when you're dealing with somebody. But I remember, and like Colonel can't remember the robbery and all, you don't forget that. So I don't know if this is me or if this is something where I hear about and a thing in my mind like it's me, just like the robbery story, you know. So I remember I dealing with a woman at a young, green, was it 20, at sure under 25. And me and this woman is a big woman with child. And she midnight, I have more than one story like this. This woman big with child and thing, boy. And here now, we going down nice. I liking the woman, she liking me. It's heavy love. But I don't even think, oh God, I can't say all this, boy. Jesus Christ, people gonna know what I'm talking about. Let me be careful with this story. Yeah? The woman had a child, right? There's one. Number two, love was heavy between me and she. And every time I leave work, me and this are going by she. We together. But the child ain't really staying by her. The child staying by the grandmother. So it come like best of both worlds. Because at that age, me ain't ready to be wrong. No, I don't want to be wrong your child and thing. At that age, me ain't really want to be wrong your child. But I like in here. But she making sure the child go on there so we good, we together. But she had a fella. The fella coming and going. They off and on, in and out. They never really that 100%. Boy, and here now, in the middle of all that love, I just like August, you know. In the middle of all that love we have, that woman tell me the man come back and propose and she say yes. Listen, it's pain. You tell me August, I was August. I know what August feel like. This woman tell me the man come to get married and she married the man, boy. So I say, but in the middle of the height of love we just done, you just married him? What the hell is going on in these streets? So what happened to me? So me and somebody, child too? You will just leave me by the wayside. So I understand why August went on TV and say whatever he say, or he went to Angela here and say, hey, listen, I get everything to this thing. I get everything. I give all. You see how that man was in some pain? I know what that pain feel like. I don't know what the hell was wrong with me. Because when I look back at it, no. I'm like, me and everybody good in this faint memory of somebody else. Yeah, everybody good. They don't take with me and nobody. But I have nothing to offer this woman. I living by my mother. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I living by my mother still. This woman must be watching me and saying, boy, listen, I like him. And there's the thing, me and understanding as a young fella, she must be saying, boy, I like him and I love the boy and everything. But this is that dead end. This man living by his mother, he's still talking about he want to study this and study that and things. She's a big woman. She done passed that stage in life and going about what she doing and thing already. But boy, is that nothing you could tell me in them time? Because boy, listen, I never fall out of love so fast when she tell me she married that man. I love turned to hate immediately. One time, there's no delay between love and hate. So I know how August feel like it's rough for him. I mean, I still I putting it out there. There's no way I gonna tell nobody husband and blow up nobody's spot. I'm a very well trained side man in my time. Although I was playing man and thing, but boy, as a side man. And let me tell you some more side manship too. If you was never no side man, don't tell me nothing. Don't say no word. Don't talk to me. When you see me, pass me straight. If you was never no side man, just hear him out. When he's a side man, right? Like what I watch in August, the pain he going through and what he dealing with and thing. Because all the thing with me and the woman, and she get married and thing. I was vexed for a week. We ain't talk with thing and thing, but me and she fall back in a groove. All in the honeymoon. You know what I mean? So when I see August so vexed as a side man, who from I know what August vexed for, because no matter how vexed you get, if you come and meet Will there as a side man, as a good side man, you know Will is a man. So you could in and out your way through that. Yeah, when she tell you she go marry them, or when they're renewing their vows, or when they say they're going from marriage to life partner. Yes, you go get some horrors and you would think, but not horrors where you come in on TV and talk and all this kind of thing and you want to cry and to sell your album and all that. Not that kind of horrors. You know what's really making get real horrors as a side man? When you're a side man and it's me and you have your man, right? Or your husband or your whatsoever. And I the side man. All right, well, your husband thing, and I'll get vexed with you for the husband. I ain't say, you see all them rules people like to talk about code. Is that, but it's not code when you get in your feelings, no? Call when the husband thing, you tell me you was coming so and so with me, but now your husband there and you can't go again. And or you know, fete with, I expecting to see you in the fete next thing your husband coming and you've sour up my whole fete. Them things happen, but not to get on like August. You know what's making you get on like August? When you have me, you have your husband, and now you have a new side man who come in the scene too. Jada, I telling you, only go hear the story for yourself and only you come back to me. It's not Will Smith he getting on so far. You hear how much respect he talking about Will Smith. He say I have respect for Will, I love Will, and I love Jada. Jada had a new side man, let me call him Bill. Jada had a little Bill Smith in the mix too. Only you hear it for yourself, you know. If because Will looking like he wants to marry. Even his first wife, he say he never wanted to divorce something, but them done for sure. That's the end of two of them. But August is feeling all that pain because Jada leaving for a brand new, fresh side man. You know what I mean? And the side man, listen, boy, listen, August, I know how you're feeling, boy. But the reality is that even if Jada leave Will, she not going. And let me use myself and my own poor memory of this person, this scenario I was talking about. Even if that woman didn't marry that man, she wasn't married than me. I don't have nothing to offer. Matter of fact, the only thing I had to offer is what August had to offer. Which is basically, he say, hey girl, you just a look on me, oh, I hope. That's all I had to offer. I don't have nothing to offer this woman in terms of stability. What she looking for in life and at that stage of her life. And August boy had nothing to offer neither. Sorry to say, he is a young fella. You'll be alright. And boy, listen, all the joke I'm making and thing, I ain't losing sight of the fact that this is a man with all kind of, you know what I mean? All kind of issues. He struggled and battled with drugs and getting over that and had his own mental issues and things. So I hope that he figure it out and that he okay. Because you see, one way I've been August too, you see when you do me like Judas do Jesus and you just denying me in public. I didn't used to be able to handle that neither, you know. I know you're a man and you're a relationship and thing, but don't play like if you're denying me in public. You have to acknowledge me in some kind of way. Man extraordinaire. Or give me some kind of title, man. Don't treat me like no dog and don't have me like, because listen, as a side man, sometimes everybody know he's a side man too. Like when I see August on that show, that Red Table Talk back in the day, he was on that like 2018 multiple times. And August was there with Jada mother and her good friends and thing. Everybody know you was a side man, so don't do me that and deny me in public. Like if I some kind of dog and you're talking to me about, yeah, I like my little son. Don't call me no son. Don't call me no son. And I ain't going through that. But I is a man. On the only thing I'm talking, I do my suffering in silence. Yes, I never blow up nobody's spot. I ain't doing that, boy. That is not for me. You see me? Let me suffer and bite my tongue and figure it out and move on. Like I even hear a time, I remember Blaze on the radio one time talking about getting a dance hall. You know, when you and a woman together and you come home and you're meeting that, then you how thank God I never went through. Well, I shouldn't say this, Stacey. Listen to this, boy. Listen. All right, edit that part out. I don't want to do. Let me just talk about Blaze. As we bring up Blaze, let me just move on to them, yes? Because one thing I'm listening to these days, so forget Will and Jada and August. We'll come back to that when the prophecy come true and I will tell you how it went. If it didn't come true, it have a few other stories I could tell you about me remembering somebody else's story being Will and Jada and August and these people. And we could talk about that time. But one thing I like in these days was I was talking about Blaze. Blaze and Miles have a show. Well, they have the regular morning show that they usually do, right? And on that morning show, for the month of July, they doing like celebrity host that coming along with him, because I guess since JW joined the PNM and running for election, he can't be on the radio. He out there every day. And Blaze basically by himself with Miles there for most mornings. And I mean, he entertaining. Two of them entertaining. That show is I listen to that every morning. And boy, they decide they're going to have some celebrity hosts. So they open the thing with Ian Allen in the morning. I think it was on a drama. So Ian Allen was real good. Ian Allen was funny. And he's just himself. He was real funny. And then they had Brian Manning. They had a few other people. I think they had Voice too. I find it's a real nice series. Monday morning, they say whoever was supposed to be there didn't show up. But looking forward to like Tuesday morning, Wednesday. Let me see who coming out and that kind of thing. If you have a chance, take it in. Especially like during the quarantine here, we almost always looking for something to watch. And I'll give some recommendations when we done this too. All of them local. But Blaze and them is the first recommendation I will make. Because that show is funny. And with a celebrity guest, Blaze himself, I guess with his experience with the morning show and with the rundown and everything, Blaze funny. The callers real funny is to hear when Shirley try to call them people. I mean, it's be funny. And there are plenty callers that are real funny. But the last one I listened to last week, they had Blacks there. And that Blacks, I think I really enjoy Ian Allen, but Blacks was ridiculously funny on that boy. Because Blacks, number one, didn't know that he was coming there to host, which was funny to me already. Blacks is the only one so far that reached late. Because everybody else does. Time he come, as he turned on the radio, 6 o'clock thing done happening already. Men there. But boy, Blacks reached late. Because Blacks thought it was an interview. So he rolling in whatever time he ready. And he ain't know he's a host. But boy, Blacks was ridiculously funny. Blacks, there are all kind of rumors going wrong about Blacks and thing, eh? And I tell myself, boy, they will call and tell Blacks all kind of thing and he would get vexed. But the man handled like a champ. Farmer Nappy was real good to it. That just handle things and keep it moving. But boy, Blacks just basically letting them thing bounce off for him, yes? And Blacks is telling some stories. Blacks is a real storyteller. That was funny. And listen, when you get up in the morning, just take them in. But one of these stories that Blacks tell that I agree with 1,000% is that they was asking him about just experiences with people in the business now. And somehow Ronnie McIntosh name come up. And I want to say this, right? Ronnie McIntosh, to me, is one of the most underrated names in soca music for me. Because what he was saying basically is that he was talking about bands and them kind of thing, and how he come up and get into the band arena with Roy Cape and them. And he was talking about Ronnie and Chandelier. Now, boy, listen, Pablo is a man go remember this better than me, but I don't think I ever see Ronnie with Chandelier. By the time I see Ronnie, he was an artist on his own, doing solo, running up with bands. I don't think, I must find out when Chandelier had a wrap up and thing, because I really don't think I would have seen Chandelier. But boy, when I see Ronnie, what Blacks was saying is that Ronnie is the most powerful artist on a stage, soca artist on a stage, most commanding in a crowd. Now, I given that to Super Blue, right? And I never see anybody. I talking about being in fets, right? And remember, I started fet late 90s and the early 2000s and things. So me even see some of these men in their heyday. But when Super Blue was on a stage, the whole place had a different energy. I think I talked about that in an earlier podcast too. But Super Blue, and if people could remember back in the day when they used to climb up, like Super Blue used to climb up on them scaffolding and thing. Sometimes Super Blue come on a stage and it's 4 or 5 minutes before he even say anything on the mic, and that place is being a frenzy. That place is in a frenzy. So I'm probably given Super Blue that edge, but most people go tell you after Super is Marshall, right? But listen, after Super is Ronnie McIntosh. You see that fella, they call him Ronnie Mac the Knife McIntosh. I see that man do some things in PSA. There's a few places I see him really destroy it. Down in Spectrum for sure. When they used to have fets down the next to Movie Town, next to Price Mart, down by the Invaders Bay there. I think I talked about that in an episode before. where they have all the used cars now between Massey head office and Price. There is a fed down there in Spectrum, and boy, Ronnie McIntosh, when he come on our stage, one of the things he used to be is like he was a fit man. So he used to run up on stage and he had a run and a kind of hop. And if you know Ronnie's signature, he in a trench coat, he in a boots, and he in a hat every single time, boy. And that man used to destroy that stage, boy. And the thing about it is not so much like, I mean, all Marshall release mash up a fet and Super Blue on top of it. But in terms of commanding a crowd, but it's like anything Ronnie McIntosh say do, people used to do, boy. Like I remember one time in PSA time now, Donkey, he had do Donkey. If people remember Donkey, he hadn't singing a album. Funny, he was talking about singing Sandra last week, but she and United Sisters had done Donkey. I want to say, I home them times. I want to say like 93, 92, 93, 94. And they had do Donkey and thing. So keep in mind, I fetting long after that. And he come on that stage, boy, and he come and bring back Donkey and thing, because they've in fact it is a Donkey back to front Donkey. Remember them things that a Donkey dance, and that the woman climb on the back is Donkey, then back to front Donkey. And it wasn't like no, we're like then men used to sing their hits in fact. It's not like no, everybody's real focused on the song from this year. And like push, like if sometime you go a fet and the artist open with the big song this year and they close with the big song this year, it's like half of the performance get taken up with the song for the year. But back then you're coming to sing what's your hits. You're pushing your song this year, yes, but you're singing your hits, boy. And when he sing How It Go Look, I think, or ends, it had to be how it go look. And he come back with a whoa donkey. My donkey walking, my donkey walking, my donkey say that he is that. Listen, that song was and I remember him telling people like move a tent. I wonder if it was Donkey, boy. That man tell people move a tent, and people move that tent. That tent is bouncing, going through the whole fet like mayhem. The only person I see do something like that, so it would end up being bad though, was Wayne Rodriguez in Skinner Park. What's his name? Mandela Park again? King George. Tell people rip down a fence, boy. I wasn't there. I see that on TV. I wonder if people remember that. And you say, you see this fence? I ain't pay for that. I don't want to. And tell people rip down the fence, but set up people get damaged and thing. But I think that would have been at Crosby's, when Crosby's used to do their launch thing. But boy, Ronnie make people do something on that stage, man. The energy he have, and he had a whole. It was like a whole show, a whole vibe when he coming out. And the people anticipating him and thing. And I guess it had to be after Chandelier, because you never knew in my time fitting when Ronnie coming on. And if it was Chandelier, he'd be on with them. So you never know what band he running out with and thing. And boy, I remember How It Go Look, boy. He used to sing. I know none of the lyrics there, but boy, How We Go Look. Listen, that fet, you're in fet mode, you know. Again, it's like fet, close to throw away, no sort of dress up and thing. You're sweating like a horse by the time Ronnie come on. And I remember he had a line in the song saying, he leaving from the airport, he pilot crack. He forget some paperwork, so he must turn back. Ronnie used to do a thing where he say, he's leaving from the airport, he pilot crack. And when he say that, boy, the whole stage gone dark. The place get dead. He ain't saying nothing. You ain't him seeing his stage, and people bouncing in the fet, waiting still, and nobody in line him go, boy. People just deal with him. And that man used to leave a big pause in the fet, silence. And he come off the stage, man. After about, it had to be a minute or two, boy. That man used to run back out. You get some paperwork. So listen, mayhem in that fet. And I don't know, boy. I was glad Black said that, because I myself forget how powerful Ronnie used to be on stage, boy. Ronnie in a fet is a force. And the idea I always had is like, I wonder how come like nobody do. I'd send this out to all the fet promoters. How come nobody do like a back in times fet? A fet where they're not singing the songs from this year. They just Lango songs from, like, bring artists like Ronnie, bring big artists to come and just give you the repertoire, give you some of the bigger songs, and just make the fet vibesy, just a little difference, you know what I mean? And I mean, I know everybody's be trying to push this song and their road march and thing, but it would be nice to create a space where fetters now could see what Ronnie and them used to do back in the day. Because Ronnie, I mean, he still look real fit to me. When you see him in Woodbrook, there, he looking like he on top of game still. It would be nice to see him on a stage with that kind of big band energy behind him. That would be real nice to see. So when you get a chance, I don't know who Blaze and them have on tomorrow, but when you get a chance, take in their morning show, because what I like about it, I saw Farmer, I saw Blacks, they're telling real good stories and just about themselves, about each other, and thing is a nice vibe. I like the thing Blaze and them pushing. Some of the things that get me through this quarantine time is like well, I like podcasts a lot, and I always listen to Joe Budden. Joe Budden podcast is funny as hell, and I want to say like Joe Budden predict this thing about Will Smith early. Almost like it had to be some months well. He was saying that Will Smith suspect with all these things he did on Instagram. I didn't understand at the time, but boy, he come out looking like a genius now. But on the local scene, I have a partner named Brian Hero, man, and this man started a podcast. So I think he do episode 2 last week. I will post all the links to it. You have to listen to Brian podcast. It's plenty shorter than mine, which is good. Real digestible. It's about 20-25 minutes, but it feel like 5 minutes because he engaging, he funny. and listen, Brian, the friendship that I have with Brian is one of the reasons I doing this too. Because me and Brian are, if they ever had two people that was opposite, is me and Brio. Me and Brio different. It's just two whole different. We opinions different. We looking different. Everything different about me and he. It's the most. You would never pick us out in a crowd and say two of them go be partners. I don't agree with much things Brian say at all, and he don't agree with nothing I say. And he yes man, he half a man. So me and Brian just argue over everything. And one day we'll do a little swap, so he could come on here and I could go on his and thing. That would be real nice. Pause. But Brian is the type of friend that or the type of friendship that I strive to have, because it doesn't matter if we disagree on any views, political, social affairs. It doesn't matter. We disagree all the time. But Brian is my friend. And he's my friend in a time when you don't exactly expect to make friends. Because when I went into UE, Brian was in his 15th year in UE when I came in. And we end up just through cards and thing, we playing cards and thing, and we end up developing a friendship. Because when me and Brian play all fours, we don't care about the number 14. All we care about is the number 3. You do the maths. All we concerned about is getting 3 points. If we hang a jack, we happy. We don't care if we win or lose. And we end up being friends through that. But we couldn't be more different or more. It's like disagreeing without being disagreeable. And if I had a goal for this podcast, is really to show people that, hey, it don't matter how different you are from other people. If you listen to people, and Brian and I have that kind of friendship, because as different as we are, everything that happened in my life, whether it's positive, negative, neutral, one of the first people you're going to see on that phone ringing is Brian Hero, man. Every single time, no matter what happened. He going to call and he say, Corey, so. He say, anything you need, just tell me. And that means more to me than anything in the world, to be honest. And that's where, I mean, it don't matter how your political views or your views on anything could matter more than that. I don't know. That's what matters to me the most. So I'll share it and everything, and taking Brian. And anywhere my podcast available, Brian will be available too. So it would be great if you could subscribe to his thing and give him a listen. One thing Brian have is a point of view. And I like it a lot. It's a real good podcast. Some other things I'm listening to locally these days, like I like Instagram lives. Like I just go on Instagram live, and it's a pity how like in the beginning of the thing, Major Hype was doing these song clash. I used to stay up all night looking at these song clash and looking at how all the commentary that coming after it and stuff was real entertaining. But I guess that fall through and everything, and all kind of issues lead to the end of that. But he's doing a lot now with social awareness in his state. So taking Major Hype whenever he go live or whatever he's doing, I think he's doing some great stuff. There's another guy in Canada, and salute to everybody in Canada who listens to this as well. There's another guy called Wizology. If you just look for the Wizology show, he does great interviews on song clash and stuff. And out of Canada too, there's a podcast called Overly Dramatic. I listen to every episode. It's two guys, right? One very white Canadian and one West Indian Canadian. I think it's Brent and Patrick. And listen, they are funny. Both of them do stand-up comedy and everything. And listen, they're funny. They talk about it's really a lot about Canadian issues. So it's not much like regional or Caribbean issues and stuff, but they're pretty funny. So I take in that too. And then like just good old Instagram live. I usually listen to Niall. I don't know. I think it's Niall Royal or no. But I know it's Niall. He's the tallest man in Trinidad. And he have a show called Supper Club. And every night, like 8 o'clock, he's going to Supper Club and talk about a range of topics. And that Supper Club show is funny. So taking that, I giving these recommendations because I fed up coming here and talk about Netflix and things when so much things happening here locally that we could talk about. So I'm feeling like we've been here for a long, long time. And just like how I don't know how to start this, I never really know how to end this either. So I just want to end on a little bit of a story because somebody tell me, as much as I get plenty feedback about this podcast, somebody tell me, they basically say he's a hypocrite. They didn't say it like in a rough way like that, right? But they basically saying, listen, every time you talk about something, you're talking about two sides, Amo. I want to just take a minute to explain that and then I'll see you all in next week, right? I guess in a short little life, I see a lot of things. So like I live in St. James twice, 2 different places. I live in Diego Martin twice. I live in St. Augustine. I live in San Fernando, La Romaine twice. I live in Kingston. And I live in Chaguanas now. So the thing with me is this, right? The more I live and the more I talk to people is the more I don't want to call it like open-mindedness. It's more like I'm not fixated to anything that I think. So just to manage expectation, right? I go in and probably see more sides of an issue than the average person because I went a Catholic school and I grew up very, very Anglican. And I used to go out, I don't know, my mother got to help me with that. I used to go to a church called Unity. I don't know what the religion was. So like a Sunday for me used to be St. Agnes. Not St. Agnes. Well, St. Agnes at one point, but St. Crispin's on a Sunday morning. And then Unity midday. And then Sunday school. Hey, salute to Mauriceburg too, and they who do sliced bread. Check out sliced bread on Facebook. Maurice used to be in, what do you call that, Sunday school with me. And then used to fight up to beat drum in the Husse yard and thing when Husse come around. In just growing up in St. James, when thing happened in the Mandir, used to go in the Mandir and help clean up and thing in the back of the Mandir. People in St. James don't know about that, little boys. And one of the best thing it ever had to go was when Baptist people have Thanksgiving because, listen, when I'll get the Baptist story next day. We done here too long already. But I guess I was just exposed to plenty different religions and I was born again and saved and I cry and I turn heathen and I turn all kind of different, all different sides of the religious divide, if you want to call it that. So I guess my life have a kind of duality built into it. And it's just because I just see a lot. I see from other people's point of view plenty. So the thing about me is this, I'm not too fixated on my own point of view. And wherever my point of view is, sometimes while I'm talking about my point of view, changing while it go along. So just stick with me. Like you will hear, eventually the story will unfold and I'll keep telling you more about myself or what I think were the stories about me. And you might get to understand where I'm coming from eventually. So, I mean, until then, next week.